Hi everyone, today we're doing lesson 5-6b, talking about perpendicular lines. We're going to write equations of lines that are perpendicular to a given line. I'm going to show you one before I talk about it too much. I have a line here, y equals 3/4 x minus 1. So my y-intercept is -1, and my slope is 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go the other direction too. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rise over run. Connect my points as straight as I can, which is hard with the touchpad, but you've seen me do worse, definitely. So here we go. Now let's look at this other line I have. Y equals -4/3 x plus 2. My y-intercept is 2. My slope is -4/3, which means I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1, 2, 3. Could also go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and run to the left 1, 2, 3, and make a point there. Sometimes it's nice to have multiple points to draw your line a little straighter. And if I could manage to draw a straight line without having a little wiggle in there, you would see that I have formed a 90-degree angle right here, and here, and here, and here. These are perpendicular lines. My x and y axes are actually perpendicular lines. If you don't remember what perpendicular lines are, they form right angles. So these two are perpendicular lines. Let's look at these two equations. I have y equals -1/2 x minus 4. So my y-intercept is -1, -2, -3, -4. My slope is -1/2, which means down 1 to the right 2, or up 1 to the left 2. And I'm going to make a few extra points. And let's connect them to the best of my ability. Oh, that's very wiggly. My mouse did not want to cooperate with me that time. It's kind of lagging a little bit, which is making it harder to draw. Okay, let's draw the second line. Y equals 2x plus 3. 1, 2, 3. My slope is 2. I can go up 2 into the right 1, or I can also go down 2 into the left. Down 2 to the left, down 2 to the left, down 2 to the left. And connect those points. And again, you can see, if my lines were perfectly straight, that I have formed right angles. These two lines are perpendicular. So let's take a look. What can we see about these two? I have 3/4 x minus 1, -4/3 x plus 2. I have -1/2 x minus 4, 2x plus 3. Now, the y-intercept is really not that meaningful. I could have just as easily made a parallel line to this one, and it would still intersect the red line at a 90-degree angle, and so it would be perpendicular. So the y-intercept isn't important. It is a slope that matters. Let's look at these two slopes and see what we notice. I have 3/4 and I have -4/3. I have -1/2 and I have +2. What do you notice about those? Well, hopefully you've noticed that those slopes are opposite reciprocals. Well, what does that mean? Well, the opposite of a positive is a negative. The opposite of a negative is a positive. So they are opposites. They're also reciprocals. If I flip this 3/4 upside down, I get the 4/3. If I flip 1/2 upside down, I get 2. So to get perpendicular lines, you use slopes that are opposite reciprocals. So let's discuss these. Are these Perpendicular, parallel, neither. Let's take a look. This first one is y equals 2/3 x plus 2, so my slope right here is 2/3. So the question I'm asking is, what's the slope here? Is it going to be 2/3? Is it going to be -3/2? Let's take a look. Well, it's almost in slope-intercept form. All I have to do to get in slope-intercept form is divide everything by 2. And I will get y equals -3/2 x. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So let's compare the slopes. 2/3, the opposite of a positive, is a negative. If I flip this upside down, I get 3/2. These two lines are perpendicular. I'm not going to write the whole word because that is long. They're not parallel. They're not neither either. They are perpendicular. Okay, let's look at these two. Parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Oh, this is the same one. I didn't click. I have 3/4. Let's see what this one is. I need to subtract 4x from both sides to get it in slope-intercept form. -3y equals -4x plus 9. I'm not in slope-intercept form yet because I have that -3 attached to my y still. So I'm going to divide both sides by -3. This will cancel out, and I'm left with y equals a negative over a negative will give me a positive 4/3 x, and 9 over -3 is equal to -3. So let's compare the slopes. Here I have 3/4, and it's positive. Here I have 4/3, so it is a reciprocal, but they are both positive, so it's not opposite. They're also not the same, so it's not parallel either. These are neither. It's not parallel, it is not perpendicular. Okay, now I have a line that passes through this point, and I want it perpendicular to this line. Well, I'm going to write my original line down here, y equals 1/3 x minus 1. My new line, I want to have perpendicular to this one, which means the opposite reciprocal of my slope. This one's positive, so my new one has to be negative, and if I flip 1/3 upside down, I will have 3. So I have part of my equation already. I have 3x, and then I just need my intercept. So we could use either plug this into my slope-intercept form, or I could use point-slope form. I'm going to use point-slope form. Y minus 4. I sometimes think it's a little faster to use point-slope form. Equals my slope, -3, times x minus 2, which is my x value in my point up there. So this y minus s equals -3 x minus s. I need to distribute. -3 times x is -3x. -3 times -2 is a positive 6. Last step I need to do is just add 4 to both sides. And I get y equals negative 3x plus 10. So my new one is y equals negative 3x plus 10. My slope's opposite reciprocal. Okay, now I'm going to do a line that passes through 10, 15 that is perpendicular to this equation. I write my original equation over here. Y equals negative 5, 6 x minus 2. I wanted to go through that point. My new equation will be y equals, and I just need to flip this upside down and make it positive, so 6/5 x. And I still need to find out what my y-intercept is. So let's plug it in for this one, because why not? My y value is 15. 15 equals 6/5 times 10 plus b. Simplify before you multiply. Just a quick reminder of how to multiply fractions. This will become a 1. This will become a 2. 6 times 2 is 12 over 1, which is 12 plus b. Equals 15. And my last step here would be to subtract 12 from both sides. And b, or my y-intercept, on my new equation will be 3. That is an interesting b I just made. So plus 3. Y equals 6/5 x plus 3. And this line would be perpendicular to this line because my slopes are opposite reciprocals. Okay, so Carly's using a coordinate grid to make a map of her hometown. She plots Main Street as shown. So here's my Main Street. If 3rd Street is perpendicular to Main Street at 5, 7, what is the equation for 3rd Street? Well, where's 5, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're going to intersect right here, and it's going to be perpendicular. So can I do this simply with graphing without having to write it? Let's write the equation of my original line first. Y equals, my y-intercept is 8. You know it also crosses here. So my slope of my original line is, that's 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My original line is negative 1/5 x, and like I said, my y-intercept is 8. Well, if my original line, my main street, is y equals negative 1/5 x plus 8, my slope of my new line, I have to flip this upside down and make it a positive 5. Opposite of negative is positive, and 1/5 flipped upside down is 5 over 1, which is S5. And I still need to come up with my y-intercept. I don't know what that is. Let's see if we can figure it out just by graphing. Well, if my slope here is 5, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Well, you see where my problem is. It will go like this. It's a very nice line I could make if I could draw straight. It will run this way. This is what it would look like, but I don't know what my y-intercept is because it's going to fall off my page. It's going to be way down below somewhere. So it's actually going to be a negative number. Give it my little positive there. And let's put a negative because I know it's going to be negative. Okay. So let's figure out what it's going to be. May as well go with point slope form. We have a point y minus 7 equals 5 times x minus 5. Because there's my y value, and here's my x value. Distribute 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. Last step, I'm going to add 7 to both sides. And y equals 5x minus 18. And that makes sense because this just goes over 1 every 5. It's going to go down quite a ways. Okay, are these parallel, perpendicular, or neither? This one, not written in slope-intercept form yet. It kind of looks like it, but it's not. I need to divide by 6, divide by 6, and last divide by 6. And I get y equals, well, it's going to be negative. I have that invisible 1 here. 1/6 x. My y-intercept will be 1. Let's look at our slope. I have negative 1/6. And over here, I have negative 1/6. These lines are parallel. They have the same slope. So remember, slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. And that's it. Have a great day.